Hello, my name is Robert. I'll be doing some talks on social media in about a month on many subjects to do with our world. But I felt with the current virus and vaccine situation, I must say something sort of now. I asked my wife how many on her side of the family have actually been vaccinated. She looked at me for a moment and thought, then said, all of them. I thought for a moment, you see, I have a daughter. She's the eldest of the cousins, my nieces. My daughter and my nieces are all highly intelligent, strong, fit, extremely decent, law-abiding citizens, all between the age of 20 and 40. So I suppose I use them as a reference point. Although none of them need or even would want my protection, for they have their own parents, siblings, partners, etc. Even so, for some reason, in the very background of my DNA, I feel they are all little innocent girls living in a world that in their eyes is totally different to the world I know and see through my eyes. How could that be possible? It's the same world. So this is my challenge, to somehow expose to them how the world works. There are other friends and family members that have been forced to get injected, even though they did not want to be. They simply were not allowed to go to work. They have mortgages, all bills to pay, they have to eat. They held out as long as possible, but then the day came and time was up. Get vaccinated or get the sack. I myself not and will not be getting injected, as are some of my other friends, are also holding out with many restrictions placed upon us. It's a strange situation. Why should people, including myself, fight against such a proven medication that will stop us from becoming ill or even dying? Only a fool would hesitate at such an offering. After all, our own government agencies that employ the scientists, professors, doctors are all saying it is safe, effective, get vaccinated. Our political leaders express the same view, get the jab. All these highly qualified bureaucrats and leaders, they must be right. How on earth would this minority of the unvaccinated fools know any better than all the qualified ones I mentioned? Well, it's clear common sense that the feeble-minded splinter group are no match for our honourable, dignified leaders, our professionally trained medical advisors. Okay, so let's just leave it there for a moment and have a look at what the leaders and the medical professionals have to tell us. I think that's fair enough. So that's the situation as it sort of stands. So we're going to now look at, because as I'm trying to explain, I'm not getting vaccinated, so why would I refuse that? And why would other people I know take it willingly? There's reasons behind this. So anyway, let's have a look what the leaders, what their websites, what their ads tell us. So here is one. This is all off the government's websites. We're almost there, Australia. Get vaccinated, spread freedom. Book your COVID vaccination at australia.gov.au. So that's a picture of a man, as you see, on the beach. So if you want to enjoy all that again and have your freedom, get vaccinated. Very clear. That's their ad. Here's another one. I've armed myself for my country. Book your vaccination. That's that one. Here's one of a family having Christmas together. Get vaccinated, spread freedom. Saying, well, if you get vaccinated, you'll be able to have Christmas together, you know. These are kids, they look around 12-year-old. We're almost there, Australia. Get vaccinated, spread freedom. And it's 3 young kids, like I say, look about 12. That's one of the many colourful ads that the government put out. I protected myself for my community and myself and my community. That's that one. That's that colourful one. This one, stay informed about COVID-19 vaccines. And I just want to read this so you know when it says stay informed about COVID vaccines. It says, to keep up to date with the latest progress and to ensure your information is reliable. So to ensure your information is reliable, visit HealthGov, the website about COVID-19. So if you want to ensure your information is reliable, up to date, that's where you go. All very clear and really good so far, I think. They're all confidently saying it's safe. They have celebrities on tally. They have people from the ABC celebrities. They have they had one show, the man that does some home renovation show. He headed one of the ads I seen him, and then there was half a dozen others or so saying the same thing: roll up, get the jab, or get the job done. They were saying that. So celebrities, well-known TV compares and talk show hosts were all saying it, either paid ads or voluntary saying it, either way. So that's all good. Couldn't be any clearer. All the authorities say, get the jab. So let's have a look at the TGA. The TGA is a Therapeutic Goods Administration. They're the regulator in Australia that look at medical products, medications, vitamins, all things to do with that industry. They look at it and then they decide whether it's going to be good enough to be passed so you can sell it in Australia. That's the TGA. In America, they've got the FDA. So the Food and Drug Administration, they do the same there. The pharmaceutical company, for instance, will have a medication, vaccine, pill that they want to put on the market. So, for instance, Pfizer in America, so they give it to the FDA, they look at it, all the data, and then they decide if it's okay to sell to the public. Every country has their own version of the same thing. They're all called regulators. So the regulator here in Australia, the TGA, they've passed these, I'll call them vaccines for the moment, the Pfizer, which I'll explain later, it's not a vaccine, but anyway, it's really more an experimental drug, and I don't say it lightly, it's really what it is. But I'll just now get to the point of, we've got all the information from those authorities, all the ads, so I just thought, I'll have a look what the TGA has to say. Because what the government health website has to say, the federal and state, I'm in Victoria, so we'll look at both, what they have to say. So you go look at these websites and the same thing. We give you all the information, go get the jab, it's great, it's good, goes on and on. But then if you scroll down and down, at the very bottom they've got a word that says, amongst other words, a little word, and it's got disclaimer written. Here, see the word disclaimer. And so I printed this off. So this is the disclaimer from the government, Australian Government Health Department, which the TGA come under. So what does it say on it? What would you want to disclaim? You just made it totally, absolutely clear to get the jab. Make sure you get it. It's safe, very effective. All the words like that have been really ramming it home. So let's read some of the words. Find out what our responsibilities are. Be aware that you should seek your own medical advice from your doctor or health professional. This disclaimer applies to this website. Okay, so disclaimer the whole website. Do not use our information to diagnose, treat, or prevent any disease. Well, on your website, you've got, you couldn't say it enough, to spread freedom, get vaccinated. That's what you keep saying. So you're telling me to get vaccinated to stop the disease of COVID-19. But here you tell me don't use our information to prevent any disease. Well, the disease is COVID-19, and you're telling me to get vaccinated to stop me, to keep me healthy from it. So that's a bit odd. We make every effort to provide quality information in our website. However, we do not provide any guarantee and assume no legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, currency, or completeness of the information. How could you write such a thing that we do not provide any guarantee and assume no legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, currency, or completeness of the information, but here and on all the other paraphernalia, I'm just showing you the colour pictures to sort of get the message home how they really show us. There's that much writing where they tell you to get the jab. But now they tell you on the disclaimer, like hidden down below, that they provide no guarantee and assume no legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, currency, or completeness of the information. Well, that's the government website, the federal. This is on the Victorian website. You should assess whether the information is accurate, authentic, or complete. I've got to assess whether the information is accurate, authentic, or complete. Even though you're the professors, the doctors, the bureaucrats and the politicians who checked it all out, but you're telling me I have to decide. Where appropriate, seek independent professional advice. State of Victoria excludes liability for any loss, including loss from viruses caused by or used or reliance on this website. They're all, they have a disclaimer disclaiming everything that they kept on mouthing off about to get. I just want to put it together like the stuff that you see and then the hidden part, but if I put it together, our world-class regulator, that's what they call it, a world-class regulator, the TGA. So the world-class regulator, the Australian Government Health Department, say this: it's time to protect yourself, your family and community by getting vaccinated. To keep up to date with the latest progress and ensure your information is reliable, visit health.gov.au COVID-19 vaccines. Okay, well that's very good. So I did go visit it, and you told me that I should get vaccinated, book it in. And then down the bottom, when I click on this little word at the very bottom of the website after you've passed everything, it says, however, we do not provide any guarantee and assume no legal responsibility for the accuracy, currency or completeness of the information. You need to make up your own decisions about the accuracy. I've got to make up my own decisions about the accuracy of what you, the professionals, done. Well, I don't know how to do that because I'm a truck driver. I own a cafe. I'm a plumber. I run a retail shop. I'm a teacher. Whatever the case, you're the ones who tell me to go to your website. Don't look at anything else. Don't look at what the snake oil salesmen say. Don't listen to that stupid anti-vaxxer. Go to the website. So I go to the website. And you keep telling me it's all good. Get vaccinated. Book it in. Go to your doctor. Then down the bottom, you tell me that I have to actually make up my mind. How can I make up my mind about it? I go to you, the experts. You tell me to go to you. So I do. And you tell me it all. Then you actually tell me that you guarantee nothing. That I got to the one who has to check the accuracy, the currency, the authenticity of it. That's so ridiculous. I don't even know if a word exists to describe that. It's past ridiculous. Because this is the cream of the crop that are telling us that. This is the top people. It's the Premier, the Prime Minister, all the ministers for health, etc. They've been saying it. They've been plastering and spending millions on television ads. That's all they do. But until I actually started to investigate a little bit, I didn't know it. You don't put a disclaimer like that. You put a disclaimer. If I go to an organic potato, organic market, and the bloke's got above his little stall a shingle saying fresh organic potatoes. Oh, go and buy them, thank you, mate. And he puts them in a brown paper bag and it's got on black print, organic, fresh potatoes. I get home and I use them all. A week later I'm finished and I fold the bag up and going to put it into the recycle bin, and on the bottom I notice the word disclaimer. And it says on the bottom, we take no responsibility for the accuracy, authenticity or the completeness of the information that's written on the top of the front of the bag. Well, you wouldn't put up with that. You wouldn't put up with it for just a bag of potatoes, let alone with a fluid that they're going to inject in. And there's a guarantee that they go say no guarantees, no liability. If you go to an auction where they have equipment and all sorts of stuff, furniture, old lawn mowers, whatever, all equipment of whatever nature, food equipment, restaurant equipment, doesn't matter. The disclaimer is clearly known when you go to an auction. You buy a piece of equipment, brand new, it may be $1,000, but you bid for it and get it for $185. Well, the thing may be in really good condition and well worth it, or it may be totally stuffed and junk. But you understand that. It's a disclaimer. And that's at auctions over the decades has become common knowledge. But that's an auction. Everyone knows it's second-hand stuff. But even so, they still make it clear. You look at it, You look at it, whatever it is, you decide it's second hand, and then you decide if you want to bid on it or not. That's where we know how it works. There. And you can tell somebody about that. But on a bag of potatoes that claim it's fresh, and in fact bag of potatoes, you can't claim on the bottom as a disclaimer because you were told it's fresh, organic potatoes. So you can't have a disclaimer. Also, you can't have a disclaimer after you write all this stuff that cost millions of dollars in ads, and then you go and tell my wife, my daughter, my granddaughter, my nieces, my friends, to go get the jab? You don't do it here. You don't put a disclaimer after telling me all the good news about it, that it's safe, it's effective. Get it? You do not do it here. You do that at an auction where there's second-hand equipment. You don't do it where you're going to inject people in their body with a fluid and tell them how great it is. And then on the bottom of the packet, you tell them they have to check out how accurate all the information is that you just gave them. That just shows, if someone done that as a bag of potatoes, the thing that I found at the bottom, next week I'd go back and tell him what a shyster he is. What would he say? How could he defend himself? That's what a shyster does. Claims how good the product is. Then sneakily on the bottom of the bag tells you not to go by whatever, anything that he said. And that's what you do here. With all this bloody propaganda crap. You make it propaganda, not me. I don't have to call it propaganda. You do yourself. You yourself say, I got to decide. You gave me permission to decide. You told me to decide its accuracy. Well, I did. And I decided that your information is not accurate. You decided to decide on the completeness of it. And I decided it's incomplete. And you also told me to decide the authenticity of it on the disclaimer, and I decided that it is not authentic. So how can you possibly then go and mandate something that you gave me permission, not only permission, you instructed me to? You should assess whether the information is accurate, authentic, or complete. That's what you tell me. And I decided it's not authentic, it's not accurate, and it's definitely not complete. So it must be impossible for you to mandate it. You can't shove something into me that you just told me that I'm the one to decide if it's any good or not. You took all the responsibility off your bureaucrats. The TGA, the professors, all the people who actually passed the stuff, and you put it on the website, you passed the stuff, and you said it was great, and then on a disclaimer you say, it's up to me. The plumber, the builder, the baker, the cafe owner. We're not professors. We pay our taxes so when the TGA says something, or the politician says something about a fluid in our arm, a vaccine, that it's all right and proper and up front. Not like the shyster selling organic potatoes and then telling me don't take any notice of what I just wrote on the front of the bag. Like I said, the word ridiculous is way too light. It's a farce. It's skullduggery. I hope you people, any of you people that are having not been vaccinated for the good reasons that I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm not getting vaccinated and I never will. Not against this. So I hope any of you people, because I told a few people that weren't vaccinated like me, they didn't know about this disclaimer. That's half the reason why I'm doing it. And all the people that have been vaccinated, did you know about the disclaimer? Did your doctor tell you when you went for so-called personal, professional advice? That's what the government says. Go to your doctor. If you've got any specific questions, go to your doctor. That's what it says. So, do they also tell you this about going to your doctor? Go to your family doctor. Speak about the vaccination. Do they tell you the dirty little secret that the doctor can't tell you anything different from what the government campaign says? And the government campaign says get the jab. If the doctor says any different to what the government campaign says, well, I'll take his medical licence off him. But did your doctor tell you that? Should be on a shingle in every doctor's office. We can't give you any information different to what the government tells us. So when the government tell you to go to your doctor to speak about the vaccination, it's a furphy, it's a falsehood. Because the doctor can't say anything else except what the government says. So it's just a circle, it's just ridiculous. You can go to your doctor and he can say whatever you want. He has to advise you to get the jab and give you the jab. If your doctor was a free thinker, he wouldn't sign up to being a doctor under those circumstances, but they don't. If your doctor may have an opinion, and many do. You said go assess it myself, I did. There are many professors, doctors, epidemiologists that say if you're young and you're fit, you don't need to be vaccinated. Your immune system will look after you, and your immune system will create the antibodies and you'll be okay. You don't need to get vaccinated. But a doctor, if he did think that, he can't say it. He's not allowed to. He wants to keep his licence. Well, he should explain it to you, but they don't.